just had a walkthrough, got another walkthrough. In terms of the injuries, which I know there'll be a lot of questions about, here's where we're at with that. Belly won't make it. Adoree won't make it, and everybody else is going to come right up to the last second what we decide to do. Treatment, talk to the doctors, the athletic trainers. So relative to where everybody else is at, it's going to be a last second decision that we make.
But if that's the case with all those other guys you're talking about, that sounds like relatively good news with all these other guys if it's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility, but it's also not a possibility. That's what I'm saying. It's going to go right to the end. See who we have healthy.
Did you sign Nick Bennett?
Practice squad.
Practice squad.
Yeah.
So what's your
good observation, Pat?
Thanks, man. What's your message to the guys with this situation being what it is as the injuries have piled up?
Prepare to play a game. Yeah. It's really that simple. Prepare to play a game. Short week, everybody plays them. So do a good job in the walkthroughs. Do a good job on studying the team that we're playing and make sure we're ready to go. Take care of our bodies and get ready to go to Dallas.
But do you feel snake bitten, or you feel like this is the league, this is what it is?
Yeah, I know it's the NFL. I mean, every team deals with injuries. So next guy up, and let's get ready to play.
Have you sensed anything from Evan this week in terms of wanting to get back on the field? Not just to
of
get
course
back
he
on
wants
the
to
field,
get back on the field.
But to play the Cowboys again. I mean, he had a clunker there.
Yeah, I'd say what's tough is just how we're getting ready to play this game. Of course, he wants to be out there. We'll see. I mean, it's not necessarily go out there and run around and see it. It's really treatment, talk to the trainers, talk to the player, and then we'll make our decision. We'll try to take it as long as we can. If obviously someone says they just can't go, then they can't go. But all these other guys, we're gonna hold out hope to see who can make it.
Is the season that group? Coach Lawler, is he in that group?
No, he won't go.
Is Moreau's in that group?
He is. Yep.
Assuming the worst, and he can't. How do you feel about Flott, McLeod? Who am I? There's somebody else.
Yeah, all those guys. All those guys are.
I mean, how ready are they for the challenge of the Cowboys?
Yeah, they're preparing to be ready to play. That's why they're on the roster.
How much do you have to change your defensive approach a little bit with so many guys possibly down in the secondary?
I think we do that a little bit each week. So it's really no different this week. Obviously, you try to do what you can do for the guys that are out there, put them in best positions. But that's really no different than any other week.
Will you put Adoree on IR or keep that open?
Yeah, not right now. Nope. He's a lot better today.
With the Cowboys, I mean, they kind of look a little bit different than the last time we played them. With Dak's back, it seems like Pollard's a lot more involved in the backfield now than he was. I mean, how much has that offense changed in just a few weeks since you last saw him?
Well, I think they've always been a good offense. They have a lot of good skilled players. I think their roster construction has been really good with really offense, defense, and a kicking game. This is a dynamic team, I'd say, in every area. They got great skilled players. And when I say skilled players, I also include defensive ends who are, skilled players. Explosive, scored a lot of points, obviously, last week, 7 sacks, 40 points against an 8-1 team at their place. It would be a huge challenge.
I know you always want to run the ball, but with that pass rush and their defense in particular, how much maybe more important does that even become this week for you guys?
Well, really, Jordan, I think it's execution. Because if you get into passing situations against this team, I mean, just put on the tape, there's a ton of negative plays. So if you're playing a game in 3rd and long and 2nd and long, or you get behind where you got to try to make up ground, that's a bad spot to be in against this team.
There's an old axiom that the season really starts after Thanksgiving. Do you subscribe to that?
Yeah, all the places I've been. Again, you put yourself in a position, at this time of year. Every game matters. The games you played in the beginning. But it's gets closer to the end. You got to treat it the same as you treat every other game. And we have a division game that's, we're playing a team that's, they're really good.
What happened with Richie James? He's listed on there.
Yeah, his knee was bothering him, so he's kind of another guy in that boat. We'll see where he's at.
That happened when he made the tackle and the interception.
Richie?
Didn't he?
I don't know exactly when it happened, Pat. I think he'll be fine. again, but he's in the, again, we'll take it all the way to the end. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be ready to go. I just don't want to say 100%.
How does that, if he's not ready to go, I guess the punt returner situation kind of keeps going in flux?
Yeah, we'll have the next guy ready to go.
What do you see from your guys? I mean, I think you'll probably agree that was probably your worst game of the year against Detroit, and you have an opportunity now, or they have an opportunity. You know, everybody watches pretty much on Thanksgiving. That everyone will be sitting there watching. Big opportunity it appears for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, every week's a new week. Whether you win or whether you lose, it's you try not to focus on results. You focus on the things you can do to get better, whether you win or lose. I've said that from the get-go, and that's been our approach. That'll always be our approach.
With their ability to rush the passer and make negative plays on defense, how much is Daniel's mobility and just ability to get out of there an asset in the game?
Yeah, I think anytime you have an athletic quarterback, look, they're very athletic. They've created a bunch of them. They get after the quarterback. Again, I think it's more about the situation, and they're really good in those situations, and unfortunately, they're really good on early downs too. So, being able to produce positive plays is going to be a key thing for us. You get into those situations, they've done it to everybody. They did it to us the first game. They did it last week. I mean, they've done it to everybody. They have dynamic players, and they get after the passer. So to have a guy that can use his legs to get out of it, it's certainly a little bit different than just a guy that just stands back there.
When you went back and looked at Saquon's day, was there anything that you didn't know before watching that?
Which one?
Do now? This last game.
Oh heck, no. Pretty much what I said. Yeah, pretty much what I said. It's takes everybody.
Will the result of this game, like after your conversations with Joe Shane and throughout this week, will the result of this game impact how aggressive you would or wouldn't be in adding players?
No, I think we do the same stuff every week, Pat. Try to be consistent, regardless of results, and do what's best for our team.
Dave, you've talked all year about, you just never know in this league because any week you could be humbled.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this team was humbled a bit on Sunday? And
no, we lost the game. We were 3-0 on turnover ratio. Teams that do that this year are 1-18. There's some certain things we could have coached better, played better, but we want to win every game. We didn't do enough to win that game, and you got to move on quickly, particularly when you got a short week.
So do you like your team the way you've built it to respond on a short week, all the circumstances that you've had?
Yeah, I've liked everything about the guys since I got here. They work hard. They're humble guys. They do everything we ask them to do. They go out there. They play as hard as they can play. Again, we don't always like the results, but these guys are putting everything they got into it. Everybody's putting everything they got into it, and that's just, we'll always do that.
What does it mean to you and your team to have this opportunity to play on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, this is the sixth time that I've been part of this game. Not necessarily against Dallas. Third time against Dallas, I think. It's great. It's a great tribute. You remember when you were a kid sitting down watching television and the games and Madden and Turduncan and all those type of things. But again, we got a big challenge ahead of us in Dallas, and that's where we got to keep it.
Especially that time slot. Everybody on Thanksgiving seems to watch that game.
Yeah.
So do you talk to your players about this is an opportunity as a showcase to just show the country how good you are?
Yeah, and I don't because you play on Sunday nights, Monday nights. I think you got to keep the focus, and again with the short week, there's not a lot of time, so we got to do everything we can do to get ready.
Had a turducken before?
I have not. Might look like I did, but I didn't.